So far we have modeled the rainwater riser number 1 from the roof, and then when that riser reached the 3rd level, which is actually the ceiling of the 2nd floor, we noticed that said riser would be connecting to this new rainwater riser number 6. So this riser number 6 is the one we're going to be focusing on now. First, let's go take a look at it in the riser diagram, and we see riser number 1, which ends at this point and then connects to riser number 6. Riser number 6 is over here, and as you can see, this one's also coming in from the roof. And then at this point, it connects to riser number 1, and then it goes down to the ground floor. And then below that ceiling, it connects to riser number 18. So we're going to be modeling this riser number 6, starting from the roof, all the way down to the F1 level, or the 1st floor. And we're going to also connect this riser number 1 to it along the way, and we're going to finish it. So let's go back over here and start modeling riser number 6. Again, we're going to be starting from the roof level, so I'm going to double click on the roof floor plan to open it. Now here we can see that we've got this floor drain connecting to riser number 6. So this is the pipe that we're going to be starting with. First, let's get the pipe command PI. And first I'm going to double check the fitting types by going to edit type, then edit, and we can see that this single elbow is enabled. So click OK because that's what we wanted, since we need differing angles here. We're just checking the 5 items. First one was the fitting type, then the system type. The third one is the diameter, which is supposed to be 110, and the fourth one's the middle elevation. Now if you remember, for the previous riser we used -800 for the elevation, so we're going to use the same thing here as well for now, and then later we're going to double check it in the section. Also, we're going to be drawing from the floor drain to the riser, so the slope is going to be down. Now that the 5 items are checked, we can begin drawing. So we're going to click over here near the floor drain, then go down at 45 degrees, click again, and then I'm going to go straight down to this riser, make the next click, then press escape. Now let's place a section so we can take a look in it for the elevation of this pipe and its situation with the beams in the way. So grab section, then click over here and go up in a straight line and click. Let's also make our section tighter so that it only covers this line of pipe. Now right click on it and go to view. Now let's zoom in on here. Here is our roof level and here's the pipe. It's interfering with the beam, so we're going to select it, then use the down arrow key in the keyboard to bring it lower. And there we go, and now we are going past the beam. Now I'm going to want to draw this riser straight down, for which I'm going to be using the double elbows. So first I'll select this pipe, click on edit type, then edit. Then I'm going to select none for the single elbow, so we could use the double from now on. Click OK and OK. Now right click on the pipe, then select draw pipe. And now that we want to go vertically straight down, we're going to put the elevation -5000, then click apply twice. There we go. Now we're going to have to go in section, but first I'm going to make it tighter so we can only see this pipe in it, which is the riser. Now right click on it and go to view. So we've got the double elbow, and now let's go double check to see how long this riser needs to be extended. So I'll just go to the riser diagram, then check riser number 6, and see that besides in this level where riser number 1 is connected to it, it needs to be extended to the ceiling of the ground floor. So first I'm going to stretch the section from the bottom all the way down until we can see the ground floor. Now here's the FFL, and its ceiling is going to be around here. Now I'm going to go over here, right click on the riser pipe, then select draw pipe, and then I'm going to draw it all the way down to the ceiling of the ground level. We're going to stop around here. Now let's go check in the previous levels to see if it's interfering with any items, or to make sure there aren't any contradictions between the plans. We've already checked the roof. Now we're going to head to the 5th floor. And here is the rainwater riser number 6, which is coming in a straight line, and it's also in the right position. So now we're going to go check in the lower level, the 4th floor. Here once again it's been placed in the right position. Now let's go to the 3rd floor. And over here this pipe was supposed to be connected to it. We will be connecting them, but it's still in the right position. So let's go to the second floor, and here we are. Now something I just noticed is the diameter, which says it's supposed to be 125. So now we're going to have to check to see which point exactly this change in size happened, because we've drawn all of it with 110. We're going to check it later, but while we're here, we're going to continue checking in the lower levels. So we're going to go to the first mid, and this one is also saying 125, and this is where this riser ends because here is the ceiling of the ground floor. This one also changes directions and connects to another riser, but first we want to check where this change in size happens. In the second floor, we still have 125. Now let's go check the third floor. And here's the riser. And in this level, you can see that it says this pipe is coming in with 110, then goes down with 125. So that means that in the ceiling of the second floor, or in this third floor plan, we need to change the pipe's diameter. But first we're going to connect these two pipes together and then change the size. As for its location, it was fine, but we are still going to need to align these two together, aligning this pipe with this riser. I prefer to do that using a reference plane. So RP, then I'm going to click on this point next to the riser, then draw at 45 degrees. Now I'm going to get the align command AL, and now I'm going to want to select the reference plane first, but if you couldn't, you're going to have to press the tab key once. I just did that, so now I can click, and first we've selected the base, and now if we hover on the pipe's edge, then we will see its axis, so we can click to align it with the riser. Now we're going to want to connect these two together in this 45-degree section that we already have. So right click and go to view. And here is where we're going to connect these pipes. This is going to be a 45-degree connection. So first I'll get the pipe command PI, then make one click on this pipe, then draw at a 45-degree angle, click again. And now we've got the T-fitting. But we're also going to be needing a 45-degree elbow. So get the pipe command, go to edit type, then edit, then enable the single elbow, click OK and OK. Now the best way of connecting these two pipes together is using the trim command, so TR, then connect this to this. We could also select this T-fitting and move it higher. Now the thing is that up to this point the diameter of the pipe was supposed to be 110, but from here it goes 125. So we're going to select this pipe, hold the control key, then select the T-fitting, and then change both of their diameters from 110 to 125. So basically we would be getting a transition here, and we've also connected these pipes. Now let's head into the first mid-floor and see what's going to be happening over there. According to the riser diagram, here we've got riser number 6, and we've connected riser number 1 to it. And eventually this riser number 6 connects to riser 18. So let's go see which way it goes to 18. And as you can see, here's the line. And some other risers are also going to be connected to it until it reaches 18. And we're going to check them later. So the line goes all the way down. And here it is, riser 18. So basically we're going to have to draw this riser number 6 up to this point. But also, if you take a look over here, we can see that it says the size or diameter of this part is 110, whereas in the plan, even actually around here, you can see that it says 125. 125 is coming in from above, but here it says 110. So there's an error with this diameter value. So let's go straight to the Annotate tab, then click on Revision Cloud, then click here, then go into the Comments field, and write pipe size, followed by a question mark, and we're going to have this comment be checked later in the presentation. But anyway, we're just going to continue drawing with 125, and then at this point the diameter changes to 200. Let me move these section headers out of the way so you can see it better. At this point it becomes 200. So for this one, we're going to head into the 45-degree section over here. And I'm going to also stretch it from the bottom a little more, also on this side. And here we go. Again, we're going to be needing the double elbow. So click on the pipe, go to Edit Type, then Edit, And here I'm going to select none for the single elbow, click OK and OK. Now let's continue, right click, draw pipe, then select slope down 1%, diameter 125, and we're going to draw part of the pipe. We've also got the double elbow, and we also need to consider the elevation for the rest of it. But let's just keep the elevation as it is now, then go back to the first mid-floor plan. Here's the part we're working on, and now let's go in the section to see how far we've extended this pipe, because we can see it in the first mid-floor, and as you can see it's down to the first floor, and there's also the first mid-floor above it, so maybe this change in direction needs to happen in the first mid. So now let's head back to this 45-degree section, and first we're going to select this pipe, then move it up to below the ceiling of the first mid-floor. Now this pipe might actually need to be below the ceiling of the first floor, but we don't know that yet, and we don't know exactly where the level is finished. So what we have here is this false ceiling and another one over here. Now also the offset of the first mid-floor is over here, and if our pipe goes this way, then it would be below this ceiling. So now we know that this pipe is going to need to go down to the first floor. There we go. Now let's go take a look in the first floor plan. And here's the pipe that we've just placed. Now we can see the pipe in the first mid-floor, so we're going to have to either change the view depth offset of the first mid-floor, or we could just go over to the first floor so we can take a look at its plan. So I'm just going to go into the first mid-floor, then get the view range, VR, and I'm going to want to view this pipe from the lower level. So I'm going to change the view depth from associated level to level below, and for its offset we're going to keep it at -1500, then click OK. And here's our pipe. Now we're going to select it, go to Edit Type, then Edit, and then we're going to enable that single elbow, click OK and OK. We need an elbow for this part, so right click, select Draw Pipe, make sure the slope is down at 1%, then draw in this direction. Now the main path is actually over here, so we're going to have to get the Align command, AL, then select this line or axis as the basis, then click on the axis of the pipe that we've drawn. Now here the diameter is 200, but what about the pipe before it? If we follow this line backwards, we can see it's coming in with 125 from another riser. So select the elbow, click on the plus sign to convert it to a T, and it looks like that disfigured the pipes, so let's go see why. First I'm going to select this pipe, then bring it lower, and it looks like that won't work either, so we're going to hit Ctrl Z. Instead we're going to delete the whole pipe, then right click on the T, then select Draw Pipe, make sure the slope is down, then draw straight in this direction. This is something that might happen at times because our pipes have slopes. Now the size changes to 200 from here. We're going to select the pipe, hold the Control key, then select the T fitting with it, then change their diameters to 200. And there we go. I'm going to also move them a little bit to the left so that they're exactly on the plan's demonstration. Now we're going to put aside what is coming in before it. Instead, we're going to right click on this pipe, then select Draw Pipe, and we make sure the slope is down. Then we're going to draw all the way down to riser number 18, and later we're going to add these branches too. So go over here, click, then we're going to go at a 45-degree angle. Actually, let's draw the pipe even longer to make room for the elbow to be placed. Now, do you see how long the elbow is? That shows that it's not at a proper distance from the riser. So we're going to have to reposition the pipe somehow so that we could connect this to the riser at a proper distance, then lead the riser straight down. So far we've also drawn riser number 6 and led it to riser number 18.